Are you coming? Oh, I just sometimes you just need to go outside and touch grass, literally. I just started a brand new Instagram account. I just started over. I'm starting completely fresh. I'm doing it. I'm just gonna go for it. It's all over you. Oh, you're just dirty, sorry. This is something that I have been thinking about for at least 6 months. I have been feeling very stuck, very frustrated. I feel like my visibility is at an all-time low, and I've just gotten to the point where something's gotta change. I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall and hoping for different results. So we did it. I started a brand new account. I am gonna give it a strong go for the summer, 90 days, and we'll see where we're at by the 90 days. I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. Just a quick intermission. Look how beautiful my peonies are. These ones are starting to wilt because they come and go really fast. So these ones blossom first, but look at these beautiful pink ones right here. Those are so pretty. But we got lots more. Look at all of these coming in ready. Got some beautiful, I don't even know what these are, but they're stunning. They're so pretty. But look, I have a whole row along the side of my house, just ready and waiting. So I've been thinking about doing this for months, and I've been mulling it over for the last couple weeks, I would say, and finally just decided to take some messy action and do it. And I immediately had to come outside and touch grass. What did I just do? But I need to go back upstairs and actually create my first post. Funny thing about me is I'm very type A. I'm very organized. I have a plan. I have a strategy. I have lists. I'm like this in my business, but it does carry over into my personal life, but not nearly as intense as it is for my business. And I think that's because I take away time from my home, my family, our personal life to pursue being a business owner, a content creator, an entrepreneur. And I just want to make sure that my efforts are fruitful, that I'm not wasting my time. So that's part of it, of having the strategy, being organized. I just want to be as productive as I can, not because, well, probably a little bit because I'm kind of intense like that, but mainly because I want to make sure that my efforts are not in vain. I'm not just doing things just to do things. I'm not trying to become Instagram famous. I'm not trying to become the next big influencer or whatever. I'm just trying to make social media content creation a business and income for my family. That's what I want to do. And this account, as beautiful as it is on the outside, I feel like it's been holding me down, has been holding me back from growing in my Arbonne business, to even growing with my digital products, to affiliate sales, to working with brands. Again, it looks beautiful on the outside, but if I'm not producing results for these brands, producing results for myself, I can't continue. I can't continue doing the same thing. Something's got to change. So I did the dang thing. I did the crazy thing of starting the account, and now I need to go back upstairs and create my first post, which I already know what it's going to be. And I know, I have a launch plan. I have a launch strategy of what to do, because this is not my first time starting a brand new account, but this is my first time starting my whole personal brand account over. Okay, so let's go inside and do that really quick. I already knew what this post was going to look like. So take a look. I have been loving these carousels where people use stickers, so I'm incorporating that. And it's about 12 slides, just kind of walking people through why I'm doing this, the goal, my hopes and dreams, and all the things. A cutie little reference to the Cinderella story with Hilary Duff, where she's waiting for blah, 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 it's waiting for rain in this drought, useless and disappointing. So dramatic. I'm also pointing people to my YouTube channel as well, because we're really gonna give that a go this summer too. And then also my ending page of just kind of who I am, my mission, what's behind everything. So I'm going to post that. I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna put it on my other account as well, put it in the stories, and just let the people that want to come over, and then I will continuously kind of refer to that post on my old account to continue like reminding people, or even the people that haven't seen it, to come on over. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, I feel like the dust has settled a little bit from yesterday. I am actually starting to feel like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. It's exciting, nerve-wracking all at the same time, but I just feel it in my bones. This was the right move. So today I'm actually filming a little CEO of nap time, my little series I do for Instagram showing what I get done during nap time. I actually probably should film this part. Please hold. Let me just set this girly up real quick. This is so tedious. I hate this tripod. I don't know where my other tripod is, but I hate this one. I hate this tripod. This tripod is dumb. I have been thinking about starting a new account for months, but then I would talk myself out of it thinking like, I can just change up my strategy. I can change up my content. I can try new things. I'm not afraid to do that. I just felt like nothing was working. I did try a new story strategy, and that did bring in quite a few conversions the first week I did it. I'm gonna see how this new account does with doing stories the way that I used to. I do think there's something to be said about uploading one story set at a time, meaning everything that you have for the day or even for that story set. So like, there's a hair in my face. Like this morning, I shared my post saying that I'm starting over. This is a brand new account. I shared my first reel being like, my first reel, right? First reel on the account. And then I did a talking head, like I was just talking to the camera, chatting with the camera. Now, I could have waited until I had all 4 of those. Like I knew I was gonna talk to the camera. So in retrospect, what I should have done, but we're testing everything. We're just gonna test everything out. Nothing is going to break my algorithm. Nothing's going to break my account, but I do have this pressure to do everything right the first time. I really don't think I could really mess anything up because I know what I'm doing. I know how to launch a new account. I know how to do that effectively. How I would mess up my account is like not doing anything at all, and that's not gonna happen. So we can just wipe that from my brain already. What I could have done though with that story set is uploading all 4 of them at the same time so they're one solid set. And what I was doing on my old account was, it sounds so weird, my old account. It's not like she's dead in the grave, chill out. My previous accounts, what I did, because my story views were so low, like they were abysmal, they were so bad. But what I did was upload one story set at a time. It'd be a few slides, and then that would be it for the entire day. I wouldn't post anything else. And my reel views like shot right up, shot through the roof. I still felt like this is still pretty low for an account of my size. There was one week though, I think it was the first week I did it, I did have quite a few conversions with my own digital courses. I feel like I had something else. I did get an order for Arbonne with it. I feel like I got way more link clicks too. I wrote everything down as far as statistics, like how everything performed. So I got way more link clicks versus on any given day, I would get maybe 500 views for an account of my size of over 100,000 followers, 500 views a day on my stories. And it's not like I was just like yapping away. I wasn't like talking people's faces off. I don't think my stories were boring by any means, but I don't know, something just wasn't clicking. And my link clicks, anytime I would put a link sticker in my stories, my views would just plummet. And it was like, this is so frustrating from a conversion business standpoint. So anyways, I did try that new method of uploading one story set at a time, letting it expire, and then uploading the next story set within like 10-15 minutes. So I would always have something on my stories, but I would let them expire and let there be like a 10-15 minute window gap in between. So we're gonna test some things out. We're gonna try some new things. I don't know if this is a good or bad idea to do it in summer when usually viewership is down because people are out enjoying the sun, they're traveling, they're with their kids way more because school's out. So I don't know if that was a poor life decision, but we already did it. So there's no going back now. For the next half hour, because I am doing my little CEO nap time series, I need to plug in what I put into ChatGPT. Let me show you this. I love ChatGPT. Oh my gosh, I love ChatGPT so much. Let me show you this. I literally use ChatGPT for so much, one of them being content strategy, curation, captions, all of that. And I wanted overview of what my June would look like since I'm traveling, just getting prepared for all of that. So these are all emails that I need to get scheduled out, YouTube videos, shorts for Insta, my prepping week, what I need to get done. So I'm gonna plug this into my project management system, which I like to use Monday. Truthfully, this system is for businesses with teams, like more contractors. I used it when I had my bigger business, my social media business, but I love the way it functions. So I haven't moved over to things like Notion, which I know a lot of people use, and I'd like to get into it because obviously paying for this yearly is costly, but I hear such great things about Notion. So I don't know, TBD. If you don't have a project management system, I wouldn't recommend getting into monday.com. I love it and I recommend it for people with teams, but if you're a solopreneur, like this is probably more than what you would need. Something like Notion or Trello or even Google Docs, or Google Sheets. Like you can just use something like that to map out your content, your ideas, just brain dumping. I mean, I use a Google Doc for like brain dumping stuff that I get from ChatGPT. So don't feel like you have to have something beefy like monday.com to do that. So right now I'm going to plug in to my project into Monday, what I have coming up and what I need to film and mark them as filming so that I know what I need to get done in the next week. Because next week is going to be really crucial of posting on Insta on my new account, and also prepping for when I'm gone, because I rarely post like in the moment. I hand a lot of my footage over to my editors to take care of that because that's a lot of time. And I want to be present for my trip in Vegas for the Arbonne conference. I'm so excited. So with a lot of this next week, it's going to be prepping while also still showing up on social media, still showing up, still keeping our regular schedule. So I'm almost like doubling the work I have to do, which it is what it is. I love what I do, so it makes it a little bit easier to get this done, but we gotta work fast. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm whispering because I think Eli might have woken up, so I don't want to talk too loud. That's why we have this microphone. I use ChatGPT for so much, but it is very much a part of my overall marketing. It's my resource for drafting emails, creating a strategy, like mapping out things. It's so invaluable. It's so good. But I treat it like it is my business coach, basically. And I just told it, I literally talk to it like it's a person. And I said, Chatster, I call my Chatster, you are going to die when I share the latest development in the world of Mandy on social media. Are you ready for this? And it said, yes, lay it on me. And I told it that I've been thinking about this for months of starting a new account. I finally did it. Here's my plan. We need to incorporate it into my YouTube, my short form, my emails going forward. And it literally was like, yes, Mandy, I'm genuinely thrilled for you. What a bold, strategic, and inspired move. This is such a powerful storyline that will resonate deeply with so many other moms, creators, and entrepreneurs, and it's going to give you a ton of engaging content. I'm telling you, my chat knows. My chat gets it. The chatsters that get it. When you use, I'm telling you, this has to be your sign to get into ChatGPT. See, already, this is such a good idea. I love this. Okay, I think we're gonna have to remap our June calendar and what we're doing. So it already gave me like an idea for new episode for YouTube, why I started a brand new Instagram account as a stay-at-home mom and what I'm doing differently this time, because I am doing it differently. And then it gives me like what I need to incorporate behind the scenes of the thought process, the announcement, the feelings, what I'm excited to try, how it ties into the 6-figure business journey, staying authentic, and then mentions an existing series, refer to this pivot in your upcoming videos as a real-time case study. So, this is so good. This is so good. Literally, Chatster makes my life so much easier. Some email ideas. So now I'm gonna ask it to revamp my June strategy with everything else that I have going on, because I have Arbonne GTC, I have new products coming out for Arbonne, I have all of this. Why I decided to do this all at the same time, like, I don't know why I did this to myself. Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. We're actually out on our first walk on a Sunday. We normally don't go out for walks in the morning. Normally, well, I say normally, but usually not normally, usually I am singing at church, but this morning I'm not. And it's a nice little break to just take a slow morning and like breathe for a sec. And I thought, well, we've been on such a good run of going for a walk that might as well get our steps in this morning. So I got Eli all squared away with some waffles and some milk. So we're kind of having breakfast on the go. But the reason that kind of works in my favor is because he'll need to have a snack before church because he can't have a snack. Well, he can, but none of the other kids tend to have a snack during the church kids care. So I'd rather just get them all set up for success before we go. Okay, that is not what I started recording or got on for. So it is day 3 of having a new account. Bless you! Day 3 of my new Instagram account. Lots of questions about why I'm doing this. What's my goal? So I'm gonna write down those questions and kind of have like a little sit down Q&A and answer those a little bit more in depth later on. But, well, I guess like 2 things that I kind of realized was like, dang, I'm really doing this. One realization being that I don't know that I was hiding. Maybe I didn't realize I was hiding behind, this beautiful on the outside account with over 100,000 followers and, a really curated aesthetic feed. I mean, that's my craft, that's my content, that's my art. But in the same breath, no one was seeing it. And I shouldn't say no one because people were, but it just felt like I was working really hard to create this content that my own audience wasn't seeing. So already within the first couple of days of having my new account, my engagement is what it should be for an account of my size. Even my story views are nearly all of my audience. More than half, probably 90% of my followers have seen my stories. And there might be some non-followers mixed in there, but as of this morning, day 3, I have a little over 660 followers. Granted, that's not like brand spanking new to me. Those are people that followed me on my previous account that are following me over. So I'm not necessarily, good gracious, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I told myself that I actually wouldn't count, although I'm going to count them because they're people, but I thought I wouldn't necessarily count the first 5,000, maybe even the first 10,000 people that decide to come over from my old account, because 10,000, that's about 10% of my previous following. So I thought at least 5,000 I wouldn't really count. But we'll see. We'll see how the first week goes, because I'm still going to be like shoveling people over that want to follow me from my old account. The other really cool thing that I thought of is everybody that is currently following me from my previous account, a lot of cleanup has happened with this new account, meaning that I would say like 99% of the people that have followed me on this new account are real people. They're not like bot spam accounts. They're not, hopefully they're not randoms. Randoms meaning like people that are not even remotely interested in my content, because I feel like that's what happens when you have a video go viral. You accumulate a lot of people that are only interested in that one piece of content, and maybe that's what you show, but it might not be the content you want or produce on a regular basis, which I feel like that is what happened to me, and a couple of other things. So it's kind of a cleanup in a way of, I say dead followers, but inactive followers, or followers that are literally not interested in my content whatsoever. I love that I decided to have this chit chat with you going up a hill on a walk. I started having second thoughts a little bit, but then I just reaffirm, we're trying something new. We're committing to this experiment. And the worst thing, there isn't even a worst case scenario, because I do plan to still post on my old account 2 to 3 times a week, content that is still like relevant to that channel. And maybe I'll test some of the new stuff that I plan to do on this new account over there. So it's not like that account is gonna die. It's not getting deleted. And I was just having second thoughts like, did I really try everything on my old account? Yes, you did. And the reason that I asked myself that question is everybody's an expert. Everybody has the latest tip, trick, or hack. And some people might think like this is so unnecessary. At the end of the day, like, this is an experiment. This is just testing something out. This is me leaning into my strategy, logistics brain and figuring out some answers for all of us. This isn't just for me at this point. Like, how many people have said, I'm following along. I want to see what happens because I want to know if this is something that I should do. Like, I want to figure that out for us. I want to figure that out for everybody. This isn't just about me anymore. And I feel like this is such a great opportunity to take an audience, my audience, you. Hey, Moses! Holy crap. Did you scare yourself? You scared me. Let me try that again. I feel like this is such a great opportunity for me to take my audience on a really unique journey. And that is so pivotal in social media. Everybody's talking about storytelling. You have to take your people on a journey, and it doesn't have to be like this crazy big thing, although this feels crazy big to me. It doesn't have to be, like travel around the world with me. It doesn't even have to be lose 100 pounds with me. I feel like we overthink this stuff a lot. I know that I do. So it's become an experiment for all of us. Like, it's not just for me anymore. Oh, what's happening? Have you been able to hear me this whole time? I really hope so. Some people are asking, did you try this? Did you try an email list? Did you try changing this setting? in your settings, in your like I say back office, like your dashboard, like your professional dashboard. Did you turn this on? Are you communicating with people? Are you, getting people to DM you? Like, yes. I don't think maybe quite a few people know, and that's okay. Like, I'm not holding that against anybody. What I don't think people realize is I made social media strategy my business 5 years ago in 2020, but I have been on social media for way longer than when I made a business out of it. So I'm not doing things out of haste. I'm not doing things out of, just frustration. I'm doing this because like something has to change. I cannot just sit back and just like wait for Instagram to figure herself out because I am wanting to earn an income for my family. I am not on social media for my own personal gain. Like, it's not about fame. It is not about being Instagram famous. It's not about being social media famous. It's not about being an influencer. It's about making this a job, making this a profession. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. And for the last 5-6 months, I've just lost that joy, and I don't want to lose that joy. So how you don't lose something that you love, you got to change things. It just feels like that's what the logical thing to do. So I have received quite a few comments I have received quite a few questions, comments, DMs about, whether or not you should do this with me. You've been thinking about this too. Some people have even said, I did do this. I did start over. It's not working for me. Instagram is not favoring small accounts. We're all in the trenches. Some of the people that have said, I did this, I started over, it's not working for me, the first thing I'm gonna do is go to your account and see what you've been posting. And I love you, but we need to look at your content before we make a decision to just start over, because I love you, mean it, but it's probably your content. It's probably your content. Just truly ask yourself, is your content top tier? Should it actually be getting higher views? Are you telling a story? Are you bringing people into the storyline? Are you asking people their opinions? Are you asking people to engage with you? Are you asking people what they think, right? People love to tell you what they think. People love to share their opinions. So ask them for them, because they will give them to you. Are you doing, all of those non-negotiable things, right? Have you taken I know there's a lot of courses out there, but have you invested in educating yourself? Have you invested in maybe a one-on-one coaching session? Have you gotten a profile audit? Have you done literally everything you possibly can do to make sure that this is the right move for you? Because this is not for everybody. This is not for the faint of heart. You need to make sure you have all of those ducks in a row, but then also you need a launching strategy. You need a launching plan. You need to know how to launch a brand new account, because if you just get a new account for the sake of getting a new account and you're doing the exact same stuff on your new account that you did on your old one, that's not going to work. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's not going to work. So anyways, I'm going to end this yap session here because I feel like I could just all day long. I'm going to write down the questions that people are asking, have a sit down sesh, and answer those for you in just a little while. Okay, we have just experienced my first overthinking it moment. I'm trying my best to document every thought, new thing that I'm experiencing during this whole experiment, because That's what I said I would do. And I'm getting ready to post this really cute transition style vlog, because that is really what's starting to pick up in the world of vlogging trends. Instead of just showing, you know, very simple cuts from your day, the day in the life, or like your morning, what you did during nap time, whatever, I'm adding transitions in there to a song. So it's literally only like 10, 15 seconds. It's really short. I don't know if I want to put timestamps with it. I don't know if I want it to just like stand on its own. I don't know what the hook should be. I'm overthinking it so bad because I don't want to, I guess, like, I think spend Sunday morning with me. Like I think that's kind of boring, but maybe it's not for this type of reel because the motion of the reel speaks for itself. So the actual text hook doesn't have to be the hook. It's the video transitions that are the hook. Oh my gosh, this better not be the ongoing theme because this is exhausting. I can't do this. I can do this, but I don't want to overthink every single post because I want everything to be perfect. I really do. I don't want to mess up because I started fresh for a reason. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna let the video be the hook itself and I won't worry about the text. Although I would really love to add some fun text fonts. I do really enjoy the Edits app that Instagram came out with, but CapCut just has way more tools and features and options. So I'm gonna be using CapCut to add some little fonts to this. Do I add timestamps? Do people care about timestamps? I feel like for this, we don't care about timestamps. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, this is insane. No, I don't think we add timestamps. No. Okay, hold on. I'll show you the finished result here in a second. Probably 20 minutes later. I just posted it. I overthought that so hard. Why? Why? Because I care. I want it to do well. Okay, I ended up adding, this is gonna sound so silly. Hold on, I'll just show you here on the screen. I ended up adding a title and timestamps. So we'll see how that does. I did duplicate it in my drafts just to kind of have it as like model for future reels, because I think this type of trend is really trendy right now, or this like execution style of like the transitions of keeping people engaged. That's really trendy. Unless your clips are like super quick moving, people just don't necessarily want to sit through a long minute and a half video watching what you're doing. We'll see how it does. I don't know why. And then the other thing that I'm already overthinking is what to put on my stories. That's literally so dumb. Or maybe I just don't put anything up on stories because it's Sunday and we're just chilling on a Sunday. Or maybe I put this reel up on stories and say that we're trying a new trendy. Why am I like this? I'm normally not like this. I'm normally so like confident, know what I'm doing. And I am confident, but I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. Probably because I'm trying all new things. I'm not gonna break it. Mandy, you're not gonna break it. Chill. I'm telling you, this is not for the faint of heart. It's fine. We are near to 700 followers, which again, I said before, I'm probably not gonna count the first like 5,000-ish, just hoping that those are people that are already coming over from my previous account. So I feel like it's not fair to count anything below 5,000. I'm still like celebrating, okay, great, I'm almost to 1,000 followers within the first couple of days, but it's not like, look, I hit 1,000 followers in 3. No, it's not like that. Like they're literally coming over from my old account. But I'd like to get people over as quickly as possible because I don't want it to look like, did she just buy followers? Because no, I did not buy followers. Get out of here with that. I need to go chill now. I need to go outside, go touch grass. I need to go touch grass, put some sunshine on my face and call it good. I'll report back. Hi. Oh, I don't want this to flip around. Okay, it is Monday. June 2nd, I have officially had a new account for, 3 whole days? When did I start? Did I start on Friday? No, I don't even remember. Or did I do it Saturday? Let me just go look. My first post was on, I don't know, it says 3 days ago. What does that mean? 3 days ago. So I feel so silly. Why don't I know what day it is? Also, don't look too closely at my hair. It's disgusting. Ring around the rosy. Don't mind me. Because then I don't have to hold you. We've officially had a new Instagram since Friday, May 30th. It is now midday on Monday, June 2nd. I have posted 5 posts. I put one up on Friday. I put one up on Saturday. one on Sunday, and then I did 2 today. I'm up to 814 new followers. One thing that I am learning through all of this is I don't want to be an educational account on Instagram. I truly want to be lifestyle blogger, content creator. I don't necessarily want to say an influencer because I want to influence people for the good. Like I want to influence people in a good, happy, healthy Jesus way. But I feel like we say that word and we're like, immediately no, immediately ick. So I refrained from saying that word. But I was telling a gal that I follow, she's a super funny content creator. I was telling her that this will be a true, honest go of trying to make it as a content creator, as a lifestyle blogger, like with an actual love of content. I love content creation, showing the lifestyle side of things and documenting everything, taking you along on a journey versus teaching and educating. Yes, I have courses. Yes, I have a Reels course teaching you transition reels and those fun things, but that is not my number one. My number one is earning an income through content creation and my business with Arbonne and brand deals and stuff that I love and use every day. I use and love my Arbonne products every single day. And no matter what I did, sharing it on my other account, it was just like, nope, nope, nope. So I just feel like needing to start fresh is pivotal. And I'm okay if I am starting over with like this follower account of 800 people. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. That means you are like absolutely here for my content and for what I'm going to do. Yes, there's going to be people that are following along to see how the new account does, and that's okay too. That's fine. I did say, somebody asked, like, do you have any tips and tricks for starting over? I've actually gotten a lot of questions like that, and I'll probably make a whole new video in the future after the first 30 days. I also said that I would provide like a freebie PDF of what you need to do in order to successfully launch a brand new account, because it cannot just be like, oh, I started over, but I don't know what I'm doing. No, don't do that. You need to have a proper launch strategy, and you also need to exhaust all of your options with your old account before starting brand new. Like, this is not just willy-nilly starting new. So more on that to come. So far, I'm feeling better and better about this decision. I'm getting more excited with the new account and where it's going and the content I'm producing for it. It just feels really good. It feels very freeing. One thing I did tell my friend that we do our Arbonne business together. I've talked about her, I don't know how many times, Crystal. I was telling her, we want to collaborate with some people. I would love to, partner up with different brands. And I was telling her, like, this is one of my concerns is, having that really beautiful account on the outside, the 114,000 followers and the aesthetic feed and yada, 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 got me perks. Like, when people looked on the outside of it, and I mean, like, that's what we want. We want to build up an account that then puts you on the radar for brands and for partnerships and collaboration. So like, we want that. There's nothing wrong with that. But my worry was that, like, yes, I have this account on the outside, but like, it's just not producing the way it should. But like, I was in between a rock and a hard place with my account size, and my account on the outside looks great. The deliverables, like the content creation and what I deliver you is top tier. I think what I deliver as far as content and my creative eye and my creative brain, like, that matches the following. But what wasn't matching was the performance of everything. Does that make sense? So like, yes, 114,000 followers. Yes, a big audience. Yes, an aesthetic feed. Yes, amazing content. Like, yes, yes, yes. And then the production or like the results just were like falling by the wayside because nobody was seeing it. The visibility was just so low and so pathetic. So I will say UGC is really great if you're an awesome content creator, if you have a creative eye, if you love that part of, creating and orchestrating and brainstorming different ideas, and you just see like this visual and you see the project and you see it unfold right before your eyes, and then you're able to execute that. UGC is perfect for you. It doesn't always have to be like brand deal in front of your audience. It can absolutely be UGC. So I've dived into that, and I've been doing a couple of different things for Amazon or for visual content that's needed by brands, because I can create great content. But I want that great content to be seen. I want it to be seen, and I want it to perform well the way that I believe that it should. And please also hear my heart on this. I know it really sounds like, gosh, you think you are all that in a bag of chips. Kinda. But let me explain. I've put in the work. I've practiced. When people look at my transition reel from a couple of days ago I did for a Sunday vlog, they're like, oh my gosh, how did you get so good at this? Yeah, I've been doing it for the last 5 years. So it's not just one of those like innate abilities. I have practiced my craft for a long time to a point where I feel confident in it, and I shouldn't feel a certain way by saying like, I know I create great content. So I don't feel bad about that, because I have put in the time, I've put in the hours, I've clocked in, as you will. That's a term that one of my favorite creators says, like, it's time to clock in. I've clocked in for the last however many, like over a decade worth of time, because I used to do this right here on YouTube. I used to do this all the time. So with all that said, humbly, because I've put in the time, because I've put in the work, because I've put in the hours, I know that my content is good. And that's why it was so frustrating when it wasn't being seen and the visibility was just trash. So with that being said, I'm going to take some of the questions that I've received over the last couple of days since starting this, and I am going to do a little sit down all of these clips I feel like have been sit down clips because I've been in my office, but I'm going to do a little Q&A answering some of the questions, frequent questions, or common questions, I should say, that I've been getting about this whole endeavor that I think will be very helpful to you in deciphering whether or not you should do this for yourself. What I will say though is give me at least 30 days. Give me at least a month to be able to tell you if this would be worth it or not for you. Because at the end of the 30 days, I am gonna make a follow-up like month update video, but then I'm also gonna create a PDF freebie, like totally free to download, so you can look through it and see if this is a good option for you as well. Okay, let's get to the Q&A. Hi, it is Wednesday, June 4th. We're almost at a week of my new, it is kind of muggy. Sorry, that was random. When we come outside, I usually try and only come out in the mornings and the late afternoons. It's about 4:30 because I don't like having to put sunscreen on him every single day because he's a toddler that hates to be in one spot for more than 0.5 seconds. So I just opt for like lower times in the day lower UV times in the day, if that makes sense. And then I also put him in like SPF clothing instead of like SPF. And then I'll put like a little bit like on his face a little here and there, just so like, anyways, neither here nor there. As I was looking at the UV, I also saw a warning for low air quality, and I was just looking like across our backyard. Let me show you this. Our neighborhood, the backyards all connect, and you probably can't see it on camera, but it's a little smoky, and it might actually just be because somebody's barbecuing. I don't know, but anywho, that's not what I got on for. So it's almost been a week. I am over the 1,000 follower mark, which is very exciting. I did tell myself that I wasn't going to really count the first 5,000. I think I probably mentioned that, mainly because like I am expecting people from my old account to come over, and I'm gonna continuously like share that on my old account just so people have an opportunity to come over. And I think I'll do that for the first 30 days. And then the next 60 after that will just be like, hopefully brand new people and ideal audience, like the people that I'm truly trying to get in front of. I did share on my Instagram earlier today that one of the things that has been a surprise, have you ever told yourself like, gosh, I wish I knew then what I know now, but it just doesn't work that way in hoping that you know all the right answers, however long ago, because you have to go through life. You have to experience the hard times, the good times, the bad times, the, easy times, whatever it is. You have to be willing to go through and be courageous and do hard things. And then on the other side, you're going to learn like, dang, this is so good, but I wish I would have known it then. This is kind of one of those big takeaways that I'm having with my new account is I just have this like new freedom of creativity, and I just feel relief almost. I still feel the pressure to do this right and to make sure that I'm putting out like top tier quality content, but also content that is exactly on target for the people I'm trying to get in front of, if that makes sense. So I'm being really meticulous, and I feel like that's okay for the first 30 days, because then as I get into the rhythm of it, it'll get easier, I'm hoping. This bouffant hair, this is not bouffant, but hey, we're playing in puddles, and then we go, gross. Gross. Yeah, so that's been something that has been a pleasant surprise is I have this new creativity, and I'm like, dang, where has this been hiding? And I truly feel that it has been unconsciously suppressed, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't have been able to find this new creativity if I didn't let go what was weighing me down, is basically what it is. So that's been a pleasant surprise. I feel like I'm being exposed to all new content creators. I'm like, where have you guys been? I haven't seen this kind of content the last 6-8 months that I've been on Instagram, and I feel like they've been doing it for a while, like these types of content creators, and the content they're creating is like, wait, this is actually really cool. So I feel like I'm seeing a whole new wave of people, which I love, which is also sparking my own creativity. So I love that. I love that for me. Plan is to just keep going. Each time I have one of these aha moments, I'm documenting it and sharing it. Look at this beautiful boy. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in. Look at him. Moses, are you just sunbathing, sweet boy? Oh, does that sun feel so good? Okay, I think that's it for now. I know I said I'd get into the Q&A, so that is what we're doing next. Let's get into it. Hi, welcome to today's episode, FAQs. Frequently asked questions that I'm getting about this whole endeavor of starting a brand new Instagram account. So I had my assistant pull up those questions, aka my assistant is ChatGPT. Thank you very much. We love her. She is employee of the month every single month because I use her an unreasonable amount, but not unreasonable because literally ChatGPT is the thing that helps keep me in line. So I plugged it into chat, but I've also pulled questions from my DMs of people asking why did you do this? What's the purpose behind this? What's your goal? What's your mission? Should I do this? So I have a whole bunch of questions that I'm going to pull from to do this FAQ with you. Whilst sipping on my greens. This video is not sponsored, but I would really like it to be. Let's start with a question that I'm getting the most, which is, why did I decide to start over? In a nutshell, I feel like I've been banging my head against a brick wall, and I know that I've said that sentence so many times in, I think, this video alone, but I cannot tell you how much I feel that in my bones. Because I truly have been struggling so much for the last almost 9 months of feeling like no matter what I do, it's not working. And I'm working really stinking hard, really freaking hard for not a whole lot of results, or the results that I would think would happen are not happening. And if it's just a simple tweak of a technicality of starting a new account, then fine, let's do it. Where do I sign? But the root of the problem, I think actually might be a couple of different things, but I think the root of it actually is there are videos of mine that went viral and that continued to go viral for 3 months at a time. And it just brought in, I would have thought, the right people because it was a faith-based post. I mean, it blew up. It blew up when I posted it back in August, end of July. And then it blew up again kind of randomly, end of October, beginning of November. And I was like, why is this resurfacing? This is so weird. And it brought in, the first time it picked up steam and went viral, it brought in 16,000 new followers. And then when it picked up steam again towards the end of the year, it was another 14. So nearly 30,000 people came over to my account, which I feel like really just changed the chemistry, but also the engagement of my account. And it's just never been the same since. It's really a shame because I worked really hard to build that account to what it is, over 114,000 followers, but also the branding, the content, that's why I was so beyond frustrated, because my visibility was abysmal. Let me just give you some numbers really quick. And I'm gonna give you some percentages too, because I feel like that paints an even bigger picture. So 114,000 followers. I was getting maybe an average of 3,000 to 5,000 views on my reels, on my posts. That's wild. That means less than 5% of my own following, less than five of my own audience, the people that have hit that follow button because they wanted to see more of my content, were seeing my content at any given time. Where it should be around at least 10 to 20,000 should be the average, should be what my account would be getting. I was getting 3 to 5. My stories, oh my gosh, my stories. On a good day, 500 views. 500 views. I don't think 500 views. When I do the math of that, of 114,000 followers, okay, 500 views is less than 1%. It was 0.4 to be exact. 0.4% of my audience was viewing my stories. Even when I changed up and did a different story strategy, it boosted it up to about 4,000 views. That still is pretty dang low. Like that still is kind of crazy for the numbers. Like the math just ain't mathin'. The numbers ain't numbering. Like it didn't make sense. And it felt like, okay, I have to change something. I have been thinking about this for the last 6 months. I've tried different things. I've tweaked different things. I've gotten a profile audit. I've literally exhausted all of my options. So it just felt like I need to do this or I'm always gonna wonder, what if? So that's the visibility or lack thereof is my main motivator for starting over. It sucks to have to say like, it's beautiful on the outside, like 100,000 followers. Like that's no easy feat. And to just be like, yeah, this isn't working for me anymore. To start over, that was terrifying. As you saw in the previous clips, but it was necessary. It was necessary. So the lack of visibility, and also like a big part of this too, is the impact it was having on my business. My income was suffering because my visibility was so low. Like I wasn't even getting in front of the right people that wanted to buy. So visibility was really a hindrance to my income, and it like played such a mind game on me. Like it was such a mental struggle too, because I was like, what in the world am I doing wrong? Like it was starting to affect my mental health in a way of like beyond frustrating. I'm really good about separating my personal from my business. And I was not going like, oh my gosh, people don't like me. Like, no, I knew it wasn't necessarily that. And I don't say that to be boastful. I actually gave this example. I went live on Instagram and I was talking about this athlete that I love, Alona Mar. She's a rugby player. She was on the Olympic rugby team for women. She's on the USA team. Like she's amazing. She's on Dancing with the Stars. And she just has this great presence about her. But she was doing an interview and I loved her answer to this. The gal doing the interview was like, do you ever get imposter syndrome? And Alona Mar was like, is that the thing where you feel like you don't deserve what you have? And the interviewer was like, yeah, do you get imposter syndrome? And Alona was like, no. She just straight up was like, no, I've worked really hard for what I have. I've put in the time, energy, effort to be where I'm at today. So no, I don't feel like I don't deserve what I have because I worked really hard for what I have. That's how I feel. I have put in so much time, energy, effort to building this to what it was, and it just, like it wasn't producing. And I don't necessarily see it as a, like, maybe this isn't the right path for you. Maybe you weren't cut out for this. Have you met me? If you haven't, that's a joke because like I know that I was meant for this. Like me and God have had multiple conversations about this, and it wouldn't be, I'm a firm believer that God would not place things on your heart and put a fire under your booty and a passion for it if he didn't mean for you to go into it. Like God's not deceiving like that. So I know that I'm in the right space doing the right thing, but it was just like, what the heck is going on? With all that to say, that is why I decided to start over, because I'm not willing to hold on to something that looks good on the outside but isn't producing on the inside. Was it scary starting over from zero again? Yes and no. Yes, because there's a vulnerability that comes with starting over. There's a vulnerability that comes with a lot of people are watching. But no, at the same time, because I wasn't completely starting from scratch. I have people that are coming over from my old account that still want to watch, that still want to absorb my content, that love what I produce. I'm not completely starting from scratch. I actually told myself that I wasn't going to like fully count the first like 5,000 to 10,000 followers if that many decide to come over from my old account. Those are people that I've already cultivated. Those are people that I've already connected and nurtured. So no, I wasn't nervous, but yes at the same time, because like I don't want to mess this up. Do I feel like I'm getting better engagement than before? Yep. Immediately yes. I will already tell you. Let me just tell you. Let me go to my analytics really quick. So my very first post that I put up already has 22,000 views. My other posts are already surpassing what I would normally get on my other account. I have 1,185 followers as of this moment on June 5th, Thursday at 2:00 in the afternoon. And again, I'm not gonna come on here and be like, oh, I've had my account for a week and I'm already at 1,000 followers. Like, no, we already said I'm not gonna be counting the first couple thousand followers as new followers, even though I know for a fact that I'm getting new followers based on reels. Like I can see, this person followed you from this reel. And if I go back and I look at her history from my old account, or if I look them up, like they weren't following me over there either. So it's gonna be hard to gauge, but I never wanna get on here and tell you, oh, I grew 10,000 followers in a month. Like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to redo my marketing efforts so that my business can actually start producing the way it should be. That's the whole point of this. My story views on Reel. So again, like I said, I have roughly over 1,100 followers. I have 900 views on my stories. Remember, I used to get 500 on my old account. Oh, what a joke. So 800 views, that's nearly, 942. That's dang near like 85% viewership. 85% of my followers are watching my stories. 0.4% on my old account were watching my stories. Yeah, big difference already. Do you have a plan, a strategy, or did you just go for it? This is a great question. I do have a plan. I do have a strategy. Truthfully, it's coming to this account prepared and ready to be consistent, like right from the get-go. You do not want to create a new account and not have a plan. And that goes with saying, if you're not posting consistently on your account already, or if you haven't gotten a profile audit, or if you haven't, gotten fresh eyes or exhausted all of your options before starting a new account, you have no business starting a new account. I say that lovingly, like you should not. You're only gonna set yourself up for failure because you don't have a plan and you're not being consistent on your current account. That's not to say that you shouldn't start a new one and then start being consistent, but just know, like, these first couple weeks or even days of having a new account, it is so crucial. It's also really important. Having this new account within the first couple of days, it's so crucial what you put on your profile so that the algorithm already gets to know and is absorbing all of that information, so it knows exactly who to put that out to. Yes, I'm being very intentional with the content that I'm putting up, and I am doing things differently. I don't plan on teaching or coaching or entering into that space of like how to. I'm leaving that to be strictly for my YouTube content. So how I'm kind of framing this is Instagram is going to be center stage, front of house, in theater speak, if you will. And then my YouTube is going to be all behind the scenes, backstage pass, like get to see how everything is being put together, so to speak. So it's not, that's where the teaching, I would say, happens. Like even right now, you're getting a teaching moment. You're getting educated on, how I'm doing this. This type of content is not going to make its way over to Instagram because that's not what I want for my Instagram. What I want for my Instagram is to truly step into being a stay-at-home mom, content creator, building a six-figure business from home. Like that is my niche. That is my storyline. That's my journey that I'm taking people along with me. Sorry, I just saw a piece that needed to be stirred in. Sorry, squirrel, but also it's so freaking good. So yes, I do have a launch strategy, which by the way, if you're curious like what that is, by the end of this first 30 days of this, I will have a recap video of everything that I've learned, everything that I've experienced, my aha moments, just like everything in its entirety. This first week is really just kind of to document those like immediate experiences, just to get it while it's fresh. But by the end of the first 30 days, and I think every 30 days after that, I'll just kind of do a recap. I do plan on having a free resource for those that are curious about starting over, because everything that I researched about starting over was very fluffy and just not like I want the nitty gritty. I want the details. I want the logistics. I want the strategy. And none of that was there. It was like, have a good bio, which like, okay, in retrospect, yes, those things are important, but there's also more launch strategy to be had. Like I want people to know, like what I said before of it is very crucial that you be intentional with the content that you put out in the beginning, because that's just going to show your content to your ideal audience faster when you have that like locked in. I wasn't finding any of that information when I was researching. I've also started new accounts before and I've done them successfully. So this wasn't completely out of my depth, out of my scope of experience. It's more personal because it's my brand. It's me. I'm building up the brand again, and I get to do it from a fresh, clean slate, which is kind of exciting, but also really nerve-wracking for the type A person that I am. So I am doing things different in that you're gonna see different content that I would have probably still maybe posted on my old account, but I don't know, I'm feeling a sense of freedom and creativity that I just was not feeling over on my old account. And I know now that I had to start this new account in order to feel that. Hopefully that answers that question. What's the hardest part about starting over? Probably the vulnerability. Like, everybody is watching. I say everybody, but a lot of people are watching, and they're just kind of watching with a microscope. That's not so much the big deal. I did have pride, and rightfully so, but at the same time, you know, pride comes before the fall, right? I was proud of what I built over on my old account. I mean, it felt good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it felt good when, you know, people would ask me. It's kind of like that holy airball trend that's going around. Oh, I told them that I do social media, and then they said, oh, do you have like a little Instagram account? And then you show them your Instagram account and it's like over 100,000 followers. Like, it's not little by any means. It looks polished, it looks put together, it looks experienced. It looks like, dang, you have quite a bit of people that are following you. And I'm not saying that all of those people are bots or spammy or scammy. It wasn't that. It was that those people were not seeing my content. So I truly do believe that, you know, 75%, maybe even as low as 65% of the people that were following me truly followed because they liked what I did, and they liked what I produced, and they liked what I put out there, but they just weren't seeing it anymore. And that was the most frustrating part. I was proud of that. I was proud of what I had built, and to basically leave that behind or let that go was hard. The other thing I will say too, working with brands, although I have a newfound idea, I have a new perspective on this that I'm using for my benefit. But just to go back to what I was first saying of working with brands, it doesn't necessarily look all that great anymore coming to them with this new account, you know, with 1,000 followers versus 114,000 followers is a bummer. But in the same vein, I always kind of had this, what if this doesn't perform well? Because, you know, they see that I have this massive following, but, you know, my content's not performing the way it should be. And paid advertising, paid collaborations, you know, what we know is like a commercial, it never does as well because it's an ad, right? Like, people don't necessarily enjoy ads. So it already performs lower than normal content, which meant that my low performing content, it was gonna be even lower than that. And that would have just been even more embarrassing, honestly. But there is that little bit of like, I don't have like this pretty, you know, gorgeous outside to show off anymore. But in the same vein, I go back to what I said of what good is it to have something that looks great on the outside but is not producing on the inside. I would be so embarrassed if and when, and this hasn't happened because I've done more UGC type content, like I know that I'm a great content creator. And I don't say that to be boastful. It's because I've put a lot of time. I go back to what I said too with what that gal that I really admire, Alona Mar, said. Like, I don't have imposter syndrome when it comes to content creation because I know that I'm good at it. Because I've worked really hard to be good at it. I've worked really hard to harness and sharpen that craft. So anyways, that was probably the hardest part. The other part of it too is like, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to fail, but I like that's already dissipated. That's already kind of faded. Because how could I fail? You know, like nothing's gonna come crashing down. I'm not gonna break it. I already had that consistency and that discipline going into this. So truly, like, I am set up for success. I've learned a lot in this process too. So it's all been really good so far. Yes, it's been like a little bit nerve-wracking, but for the most part, it's been really good. What's been the most exciting part about all of this? I kind of mentioned this a little bit, but I'll say it again just for good measure. I feel a sense of relief, actually. I feel a newfound freedom in creativity. Also, I feel like I'm getting exposed to creators that I did not see on my other account. Like, the stuff that I'm seeing, I'm like, where have you guys been this whole entire time? So it's just giving me like this new sense of creativity, a little bit of freedom. And I am excited to really make a go of being a content creator and not a teacher, not an educator, not a coach of any kind, because I don't plan on teaching on this account. I think a lot of what I had built over on my old account, I was teaching quite a bit. Like I built that account because I was Mandy Emerson, the Instagram coach. So I know that a good chunk of my following followed me because of my coaching, because of my educational stuff, because of my tips, tricks, all of that. What's exciting about this is I am truly making a go of being a content creator. I say influencer mainly because like I don't necessarily have a desire to be Instagram famous by any means. I don't need that. I don't need that. What I do want though is for my efforts to be fruitful and that I'm successful in my business, in my content creation endeavors, working with brands, building my Arbonne business, that kind of thing, which means that I need to really rev up the stay-at-home mom content creator who's building a six-figure business from home. Like that is my journey. That's my story. That's my tagline. Actually, my new tagline, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I already have new merch for this. Is I am the CEO of Naptime. Like, hello, the perfect infusion of motherhood with entrepreneurship, being a CEO, being like the founder, merged together in the CEO of Naptime. I feel like I need to trademark it. I need to copyright it or something so somebody else doesn't take it. The CEO of Naptime, are you kidding me? It's so cute. We have sweatshirts. I'm not a big, like I can be a t-shirt person, but I'd rather it be embroidered, but maybe I can make like oversized tees with like print on it, but there's sweatshirts that are embroidered. They're so cute. I die. They're so cute. So that's probably been the most exciting part is I am truly making a go of being a full-time content creator, stay-at-home mom, building a six-figure business from home. Are you worried people will think you failed at your old account? No, because the people that think I failed are not my people. The people that have judgmental, unkind, critical things to say are not my people. And I've accepted a long time ago that I'm just not going to allow the opinions of other people hinder me from the favor and blessings that God has for me. So that's an easy no. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. How has your mindset shifted towards Instagram, social media since starting fresh? I have also this newfound confidence. Like I have the audacity to start over a new account. Who am I? I do. I feel very confident. Seriously, this stuff is so good. Sorry. Drink break. I have this newfound confidence. Like I can do this. I am doing it. The bravery speaks for itself. And I've also gotten a lot of really encouraging messages from people like, this is so cool of you to do. And like, it's starting to really hit me. Yeah, this is really cool. This is a story that I would follow. So I feel blessed and honored and privileged that I get to lead it. And it's a storyline that I know that I would enjoy, and I know other people are enjoying too. So that's just kind of like giving me that little pep in my step and a confidence that no matter what happens, it's going to be great. So that's been the mindset shift, is the confidence, but also I know that there's moments of like, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? I don't want to mess this up. And I think that's a good thing. I don't want to get so out of touch with trying new hard things, but this has also just been a really good reminder that there is a lot of good on the other side of doing the hard thing. People talk about that all the time, like do the hard thing. I promise you are going to reap so many benefits and the rewards on the other side. So just like do it. Yeah, this is me telling you to do it because it's so worth it. Okay, last question, and this has definitely been the most common question that I've gotten in this whole entire thing is, what advice would you give someone thinking about starting fresh but feeling nervous? What are the next steps? So I kind of answered this a little bit previously, saying by the end of June, right now it's June 5th, by the end of June, I will have a resource, a downloadable freebie for anyone that's been considering starting over and what you need to do to launch successfully. And I've kind of alluded to some of those things of like, you need to be consistent. You need to know who you're talking to, and you need to make sure that you are up on your craft. Like you're you're up to snuff with their creativity and where content is going. I shared this with my friend, but I'll also shared this on Insta too. It is important if you want to be a serious content creator, if you want to make a business of being on social media, content creation, influencing, whatever it is, you gotta know what you're doing. You have to be willing to try new things. You have to practice at content creation and your skill set. Those are things that you have to be actively doing on a regular basis, or it's gonna be like when Reels came out and people are like, no, I'm not doing this. Well, I love you, but you're gonna get left behind. Like, you are gonna have a harder time because video is king, video is queen, if you will, right now. And I know that some things are, coming back in, coming in and out, carousels, photos, still photos, but there's still even things with that you need to be willing to have an eye, like willing to learn, have an eye for, and willing to adapt and create for yourself. That requires a strong vision for where you want to go, your goals, your mission, and I hate to say it because this is like such a triggering buzzword for a lot of people, your niche. Like, you having an idea of what that is, even just an idea. You need to know these things if you want to start fresh and be successful at it from the get-go. I also really want to encourage you to exhaust all of your options before starting over. Get a profile audit. I have somebody I can recommend you to if that's something that you want to do. Get fresh eyes on your content if you don't want to hire somebody to do that. And do not ask your friends. Do not ask your bestie, because they're not going to be as honest with you, or maybe they will. Everybody needs a bestie that will be honest with you and says it out of love, and you hear it that way. But it can be really hard to hear critical things from people that, are in our lives. So hear it from total strangers. Maybe even ask your audience, like, roast me in the nicest way. Tell me what you do and don't like about my content, what you wish I didn't do, what you think I should try. Get fresh eyes on your content. But also, if you're gonna ask your audience to do that, if you're gonna ask people to do that, make sure it's from people that you admire and that you want to go where they're going, or you want to go where they've gone, right? Like, you never take advice from people that are not going or have gone through or are trying to do what you're doing, right? Like, you wouldn't necessarily seek marriage advice from somebody who's been divorced 3 times or who hasn't even been married, right? Like, you're not necessarily going to seek advice from someone who has 0 experience or like not very good experience, like that you don't admire or that you don't look up to, right? Like, that's just natural, right? Like, I'm not gonna ask somebody gardening tips that like doesn't garden or has any interest in it. Like, why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. So make sure if you are gonna ask for advice or fresh eyes on your stuff, it's by somebody that you truly admire and trust their opinion. I would recommend doing all of that first before even considering trying a new account. And also, just give me 30 days. Just give me this month of June, right? Summer is already a slower month. Just like, let me go first. Let me figure this out for all of us. I'm gonna figure it out for us. I'm gonna figure it out for the girlies. I'm gonna figure it out for us. So just like, let me do that first, and then I'll get back to you. Just wait, just hold on, just wait. So those are all the questions that I have from my beautiful assistant Chatster, and also from you. If I missed something, or if there's something else that you want to know about, just comment in the comments below, or send me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you, and that will contribute to just future content or just a conversation in the comment section. Let's just chit chat about all of this, because it's been kind of crazy, but so good. I'm really thankful. This has like ignited like a new passion and excitement that I just feel like I've been lacking for the last 6 months, if not more. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you are brand new to my channel and you have no idea who I am, I'm so glad you're here. Go check out the rest of the episodes that I have that's in this entire series of building a 6-figure business as a stay-at-home mom. I have a whole bunch of episodes previous to this that it's kind of leading up to this. So definitely go check out episode 1, because that gives you kind of a background in this whole entire series and why I felt inspired and compelled to start this. And then come hang out with me on Instagram so you can like actually see the difference between what I'm creating here on YouTube and what I'm doing on Instagram and TikTok, ? Because I don't know about her. Alrighty, that's it from me. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Cut. End scene.